If I could go back 1 year, these are the things I'd start doing immediately. So here are 10 lessons I'm taking with me into 2026. The number one is earn more than you maintain. This one lesson I actually learned from ChatGPT. I was struggling a lot with doing my maintenance tasks like eating good food or with my exercise, that I actually started to give them more importance than the tasks that I actually had to do to get to my goals. And those are the earning tasks. Say you study or you work or you're trying to learn a new skill, instead of spending more time on that, you doom scroll, or maybe if you're like me, you do more maintenance tasks, you clean a lot or you do chores to avoid doing those things. But although doing your maintenance tasks are also important, the first thing that you do in the day should be an earning task. Like, make it the first priority, first thing that you do when you wake up, and that would be the fast track to your success. Maintenance tasks early in the day also do take up a lot of energy. I've noticed on the days that I woke up and had to plan my meals first, or had to just run to exercise because that was what I was doing at that time, it really left me drained at the end of the day. So while you have good energy in you, you should first do your earning tasks. You should complete an hour of study or an hour of work and then move to your maintenance task, and just alternate between the two throughout the day. The second thing that I'm taking into 2026 with me is being woke. Be in the know of all world affairs. Jaden Smith was really right when he said,
Dude, like, oh my God, like, can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now?
sure, don't be too obsessed with the news or too immersed in it, but you should know the general state of the world that we are living in. And do not blindly support any person, ideas, or brands that don't really align with your own values. The third one is not being afraid to speak your mind. Now, that doesn't mean that you should go all gumball on everybody saying,
Principal Brown, can I be honest with you? I can't help thinking that your relationship with Miss Simeon could be compromising your professionalism. I completely agree, Gumball. And frankly, I fear my education is suffering as a result. And besides, Principal Brown, you can do so much better than that.
but it just means being firm on your views. And do not let emotions like embarrassment, guilt, or even outside pressure cause you to change them. You should be fearless when you've done no wrong, and you should be confident. Make sure you always sit tall, walk straight, and look into the eyes of people that you are talking to, and do not shrink yourself for anyone. The fourth is stop idolizing people. It might seem the same as being woke, but it also means that you need to stop putting people on a pedestal above you. I strongly believe that we are all humans and that we are all made equal, and even your bosses. And that doesn't mean that you treat them like a friend or become family with them, but don't just think of anyone as an entity above you or like someone unattainable. It is the same for idols and celebrities. Don't just invest in things that you don't really need and you just want. Make sure that you are filling your own cup first and that you are investing in you first. What you do take from them is their qualities and their qualifications and how they live their life, and you take those things and apply them into your own life. The fifth is do not run after revenge. And I know this is really tough coming from a religion that believes in forgiveness, but believe in God and believe that He gives to everyone in their due time. And people who do you wrong do pay, but for that you need to remove your energy from them. You need to go away from them. I do not even take those people's names in my daily life, and I make sure that when someone does me wrong, I remove them completely from my space. I always fill those spots with more goals, more hobbies, or more things that I do to better myself, not as deflection, but just to take myself away from those feelings and to make sure that I do something with that energy that is beneficial to me. The sixth is no negative songs or movies. I definitely have cleaned my playlist at least 5 times this year and made sure I listened to no self deprecating or women deprecating songs. I do watch movies and anime still, but I make sure it does not affect me too deeply and I don't do it as often, and especially when I'm down. So, the moral is to just cleanse the content that you consume and make sure you listen to an upbeat song once a day because it does wonders to your energy. The seventh is have your roadmaps and your systems ready. This is always the perfect time to have a plan in place because we are just so motivated for the new year. Make a list of things that you want to do. Even if you do it every year, make it again this year, and this time make sure you drill it in your head that you are the type of person who just does those things on a daily basis. Change your beliefs into knowing and tell yourself that this goal that you want you have already achieved in the future, and now you're just filling in the steps to get to that future, and that will make you more consistent. The eighth is don't negotiate on self care. And by that, I mean, even if you exercise for just 5 minutes today or you walk just 5,000 steps, that's one step closer to you becoming healthier. Also, it involves cleaning up your diet. Even if you do not hit your protein goals every day, make sure you have enough fiber because it is cheap and it's just 30 grams every day, and that also helps you clear up your and keeps your digestion healthy. Then you should start working up to your protein goals and then maybe cutting out carbs if you struggle with that. And make sure you do not ignore any of your health scares. You should change your habits even if they seem uncomfortable in the moment, but it is always better to prevent than to cure. Okay, ninth one is get addicted to real dopamine. Now, this may seem like really alpha male podcast advice, but you really need to be working and grinding throughout the day so you actually get better sleep at night. If you scroll first thing in the morning or even at night before your bedtime, you're not really doing yourself any favors. The same goes when you bed rot or just keep on scrolling for hours and hours on end. You're losing your time, your brain, and your memory space because of it. So make sure you're using your only valuable resource, that is your time, very carefully and actually making sure that you are not losing any of it. And the last tip is to document your progress. It might seem very tedious for you, but your brain needs to know your wins to know that it is going in the right direction. I saw the reel of a girl who would write one win per week on a sheet of paper, fold it and put it in a jar. And she did that for 1 year, and at the end of the year, she could just look back and see how far she had come. It also forces you to actually make something a win in your week. I would definitely try doing that this year, and I also keep a journal, but I have large chunks of times where I just forget to write in it. But I will make sure that this year I do things right and do actually follow through on everything that I said I'd do. So, did you find these tips helpful? Which ones would you be trying? Let me know in the comments below, and let's grow up and glow up together. See you again next week. Bye.